Here we go. Now, last time I talked about my top 10 favorite sports movies. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching that. I got some good feedback on it from some of my family members and other people who watched it. So, I appreciated that. Anyways, Olympics are coming up. And some of the stuff of this show on the Olympics or ESPN, NBC, CBS, ABC, these are all channels in America for those of you watching internationally. They show things that they pretend are sports, but they're not sports. I don't know why these are shown, but let's go over these. These are my top 10 activities that aren't sports. Number 10 is karate, or karate as a lot of people in America would say. This is the reason why Karate Kid is not on my top 10 sports movies. One of my cousins asked me about that movie. And this is why. Karate is not a sport. It's a martial art. Keyword, art. It's an art. And if you have the eye for it, and if you really know what you're looking for, it's a beautiful art. You see a master who's done it for decades apply his craft. When you watch it, it's beautiful. It's nice. It's elegant. It's a living work of art. Kind of like music in a way. But yeah, it's a beautiful work of art if you have the eye for it. But it's not a sport. And that is the kindest I'm going to be on this list. Number 9 is bowling. Why is this considered a sport? Why is it shown on ESPN or ABC? I mean, what do I consider to be a sport? Okay, it's the physical acumen. There's a physical part, there's a mental part, and then there's the competitive part. How much of these do they have, and do they have enough of it to meet the criteria of a sport? This one does not. There may be a little bit of mental acuity with angling, knowing which way to throw the ball and going at the right angle and all that, but physical, you're mainly just using one arm for almost the entire thing. Yes, your arm can get tired doing it after a while, but there are other things that men do with one arm that get tiring after a while, but those aren't sports either. But yeah, it doesn't really, and the competitive nature of it, yeah, I guess if you're in a bowling league, it can be kind of competitive, but it's not the same as, baseball or basketball or football or hockey where you're actually going against each other. There's no defense. Nobody's going to try and tackle somebody trying to throw their bowling ball down the lane. It might be kind of funny though. Yeah, not a sport as far as I'm concerned. Number 8 is darts. Really? There's not really a physical element to this now, is there? I guess you could say there's a little bit of aiming. It's kind of mental. But competition? Come on! What kind of competition is this? If you're playing like 501 or cricket, yeah, there's some sort of fun element to it, but there's nothing to this. I mean, this is basically a watered down version of archery. And I would actually kind of dig archery. I kind of dig archery. And I kind of want to see that in bars, to be honest. Just having a bow and arrows set up and you just pull it back and let it fire. But man, especially in a bar, that's just opening yourself up to lawsuits. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more physicality because you're using a lot more muscle in your shoulders and your chest and your back muscles. And especially some of the higher end bows, you have to pull like 85 pounds and then hold it like that, try and aim it and then fire it. Now, for those of you living outside of the United States, 85 pounds is about 38 kilograms. You're welcome. And some of the even smaller end ones that maybe not hundreds, but maybe people who like to do it for fun, those are like 55 pounds or 25 kilograms to pull back and fire every time. And that's a lot more physical than darts. And I can't see why people would have this displayed as a sport. Yeah, it's been shown on I think ABC or ESPN. So yeah, not a sport. I don't know why people try to act like it's a sport. Number 7 is poker. Why? Why? That's poker. I'm talking about what they show on ESPN and NBC, which is Texas Hold'em poker. And that stuff, I'm sitting down and I could play poker right now. That's not exactly physical activity, all right? You're just looking at freaking cards the entire time. Yes, there's a lot more mental acuity to this than the last two, because you're trying to read the other people, trying to see and like what are they going to do, and try and see, look at the cards, should I fold, should I try and bluff, and all this and all that when it comes to poker. But you know what, it's still gambling. It's gambling, not a sport. Come on, I know there's a lot of money riding involved, but that doesn't make it a sport. Yeah, it's stupid that this is shown on ESPN as if it's an actual sport. Speaking of, number 6 is the spelling bee. The spelling bee is shown on ESPN. For those of you, I should probably explain. For those of you outside of the United States, ESPN is one of many channels that primarily shows sports in America. So there you go. If you ever go to America and you want to see what a lot of Americans watch ESPN, because there's usually some sort of sporting event, except for crap like this, the freaking spelling bee. I know it's only once a year, but still, it's presented on ESPN. This should be on the Learning Channel. You know, academia, spelling, you know, things that kids learn. Spelling. I mean, I think it'd be better on the Learning Channel than having something like Swamp People, which is a real show, by the way. That I don't know if it's still on the Learning Channel or History Channel, one of those two. It should be shown on the Learning Channel, not ESPN. It's academia, not athletics. The only thing physical is the kid standing there, and you just feel bad when they faint. Unless you're a real sick bastard, then you're going to laugh your ass off. But yeah, I don't know why this is shown. There's no reason for it. Yeah. But that's part 1 of my top 10 activities that aren't sports. What's an Olympic event that you like? And what's an Olympic event that you don't like? Since the Olympics are coming up next month, let me know. Also, stay tuned for part 2, which will probably come out tomorrow. I'm really going to let loose on that one, because these 5, they just... Ugh. So stay tuned for that. Until then, bye.